everybody. Welcome to Quarantine Parenting. Thank you for being here with me. So today I wanted to focus a little more on organizational skills because I think they're critical when it comes to homeschooling and working remotely. Last week I had a very tight schedule trying to incorporate as much of the teaching for my daughter, but also, because she's in first grade, it was really difficult for me because she needs a hands-on explanation, demonstration. We need to go through learning objectives, and some of this stuff comes a little easier to me because I've been a bully teacher, so I know how to design stuff. But when it comes to sometimes basic math, I don't know how you came up with this process and explain it. So sometimes I have to sit with her and try to figure out some of the things. So last week for me was really a great learning curve. So with all my time blocking, I was able to realize that some stuff need a lot more time, and then I need to allocate more open, like white space time, so that things can flow a little easier. So Monday went super duper well. Tuesday, things kind of like didn't go too well. Then Wednesday, Thursday, it was really rough. It was, fighting to get her to homeschool, trying to get work done, and not being motivated. We're all going through this, and we're at different phases. We have different emotions. But you know what? Sometimes when I sit back and I think about my business, there's fear, anxiety, uncertainty, so it was a rough week. So what kept me sane is my calendar, because I don't use it as a tool to set specific times or appointments, which I do that, but what I do is it helps me figure out what are the tasks I want to accomplish during the day, and then how much time is it actually taking me to do that. So for me, it's more of let's set myself up, and then let me go and fix what I didn't get done or what maybe I did do and is not reflected in the calendar. So how do I do this? So on Sunday night, you can do this while you're watching TV. You can do this while you're having a glass of wine. It doesn't have to be stressful. You can make it fun. So for me, I locked myself up in my bedroom, and I spent 45 minutes kind of putting this together. I might have been on Instagram for a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But I came with a schedule of just basically what is my task list for the week? Where does my daughter need to have her time slots for learning? What do I have to do? And then what are my 3 main projects I need to accomplish by the end of the week? And then I put them in the calendar. So for me, I've been eating like a bear in hibernation. So I need to increase my workouts. I'm also demotivated, and when I'm motivated, I often just binge on TV and I don't want to do anything. So I need to increase my workouts and more time outside this week. So I know that for myself, so I included that in the calendar. I also included, I'm an adjunct professor and my grades are due soon, so I had to have in the beginning of the week time block for just grading. Then you'll see in my calendar there's white open space. I love the white open space. Those are times where I can check email. I do a lot of, obviously with these videos, social media content, and then like the little things that don't require a lot of focus or necessarily time blocking, I can do in the white space. So something else that's really interesting with my week is, so my husband is still working, and he's a carpenter, so he's going to be working downtown. Even though we live in the city, like the downtown area, it's empty right now, but still, like, for him to either take public transportation or try to find parking could be difficult. So as I'm working remotely and homeschooling, I offer to drive him, which are very early mornings. So it forces me to be up. Not that I love it, but then I can move my schedule up so I finish earlier. Let's see how that works out. So I also have high expectations of myself, and I know that often I don't hit those. So I'm open to being very self-forgiving and trying this a second week to see how I can improve in my scheduling. So even though I'm teaching these organizational skills, I know how to do them. But I don't always do them. I make mistakes, and I set off to rock the week, and halfway through I'm like, what just happened? We're human. The reason I like the time blocking and the scheduling is it gives me a sense of structure, which helps me and then helps my kid. So that's what I did. So then you'll see in my calendar, I'm going to show you in a few minutes, there's the time where I'm driving my husband to work and then picking him up. Well, I blocked out about an hour. in that time, I'm going to make sure that I can multitask because if I'm driving, right? I can listen. So I do executive coaching and interviewing with my students. So they have to record their video, they record their sessions. So boom, let me download those files, and then while I'm in the car, I can listen to them, right? And then I'm going to bring my iPad with my daughter and her headphones so she doesn't listen to the tapes. Not that it really matters if a 7-year-old is listening to them. But the idea is that she then is occupied for an hour. She's got her iPad time, and then I can actually get ahead with my grading. So then when I'm in the physical time block of grading, I'm posting the grades, adding the comments, because I got a lot of that work done in my kind of transition time. So I came up with that idea. I also set goals for myself, more personal, and they're not like lofty goals. But I have this app called Skillshare, and I love it. It has great courses on everything. I need to get better at social media. I need to get better with content marketing and all that fun stuff that I never have time to listen to these videos, tutorials. Well, now I do. So that I put in. My goal is to finish one of my audiobooks and to finish one of my my physical books. Audio is the Teenage Brain book. I love it. If you are a parent of a teenager, I highly recommend it. So I have an hour left of that, so I can fit that in kind of that white space and transition time. You know, as I'm cooking lunch, I can be listening to the audio. As I'm like, you know, driving and I finished all the gradings, I can listen to the audio. So I'm trying to find more ways, not to necessarily be productive, but fulfill my sense of purpose, and I'm still learning. I felt like last week I learned nothing other than Carol Baskin did kill her husband. I did learn that. And so when I binged on a ton of shows, and then now I'm like, well, I have nothing else to watch. You would think, but I always find something. So I realize I have to fill my time with stuff that brings me joy or fulfillment. So reading really does. And sometimes I don't have time to read, but I can do audiobooks. I also want to increase like my journaling and setting my mornings and my meditation. So I've actually time blocked that too. So that's what I wanted to kind of run through you. So whatever you need, here's how you do it. List out what your must-dos be for the week, then what you want for yourself, right? So for me, I want exercise, I want to do the audiobook, I want to do Skillshare, and then I really want to journal and meditate more. I need to find a place where I'm grounded, right? Because throughout the day, it's up and down, up and down. By the end of the day, I'm in a different, not a different, I would say a more unstable emotional place, and that's not good. So those are my goals. So my must-dos are there, and then what I want to accomplish for myself is there. And then I add in all the homeschooling stuff, but I block it out so I know that when I'm homeschooling, I am not doing anything else. Except when she does her art projects, I can check emails because it's an online class, and she's it's actually on Facebook and Instagram, and I think they actually have a YouTube channel, Easel Art Studio. So they take 30 to 45 minutes with your kid, and it's amazing. I can do work then. So I've realized that. So I make sure that's a priority in our day. And then after I fill out with their homeschooling, how I end up is I map out all the stuff I need to do. And then I add in my workouts. I make sure they're there. I add in any additional like family things that are important to us that I want to make sure that we do. Because a calendar doesn't have to be something that you just look at and you're like, ugh, so much, or this is so intense. Put your fun stuff in your calendar. FaceTime wine tasting with friends should be in your calendar. Book club, virtual like Zoom calls with your friends should be in your calendar. Family walk should be in your calendar. So just add in some fun in your calendar now more than never. Now more than ever, not never. Okay, so let me show you my calendar. So this is on my iPad, so I hope you can see it. I'm going to put it so I don't drop it. So I've put this here. You can kind of see how I did the time blocking, right? This is very difficult to do with the iPhone and iPad. Okay, so you kind of see what's on my schedule. And so the dark purple is the homeschooling. It comes out like dark blue, dark purple. So what I do then, I want to show you this. So I put in the color, the time associated with what I'm doing. So do my half hour, 45 minutes, an hour. Then what I do is in the description of the calendar, I love this from Google Calendar. They have it on Outlook too. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there you go. Okay. So I put what I need to accomplish in the description. So it's kind of like I just cut and paste the learning objectives, the apps I need to have, and the worksheets I need to complete. I put it in the description, so if I'm to pull it up on my phone, my iPad, or my computer, I can see where I'm at. Then what I do for homeschooling only, I should do this for my work too. I'd be so much more organized. But I take a folder and I write week of, and then I put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And as we go through the day, I kind of make notes of where we're at, what do I need to complete, what got done, where is she struggling. It's kind of like a cheat sheet for myself. Then within the folder, I put in all her worksheets, her assignments, and all that stuff. Then in a bin, I select her books she's going to read, the science projects, some of the materials, and obviously, like, I'm a bully teacher and I do a lot of social emotional learning. There's always a social emotional component that I put in there. So that's an idea. And you know what? If you are starting to read a book or getting into a project with your child and things go from there, like last week we spent an hour reading a book, but then we built a play from it. We made the art supplies for the play. We ended up like 2 hours on this project. Well, I just adjusted in my calendar after. I didn't say, no, like we need to end this and move on, because she was learning. We were having fun. So again, the calendar is not like a strict, rigid tool. It's an ability. It's not even an ability. It'd be like, it's your tool to make the choices you want to structure and lay out your day. So with that said, I wanted to thank you for listening to me, and know that however you want to organize your time, it's really up to you. Some tools work for others. Some tools are better for me, right? So I just want to give you some ideas of how I organize my day so that it can give you some insight. So thanks for listening, and if you like the video, hit the like button below and subscribe. Boop. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.